Welcome to The Interest. I'm Sarah Wolak. Our friend Bill Bodnar is back to recap last week's market movement, and our very own Andrew Berman and Vincent Valvo don their mitts and head inside the ring to duke it out in another episode of Cage Match. But first, a story. In today's challenging housing market, there is a growing divide between homebuyers with substantial financial resources and those without, particularly in Texas. I sat down with several industry folk to talk about the crucial role of down payment assistance programs in helping people achieve homeownership. One person I spoke with, John Hudson of H&M Mortgage Group, specifically told me about the Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, also known as TSHAC, and how originators should be educating buyers about how to find pockets of opportunity. Here's the story.
There's enough data that's out there that, to show the difference between homeowners versus renters, right? But there's no question that probably second to affordability, the next number one thing that's on a home buyer's mind is coming up with down payment.
It's becoming increasingly clear that there are only two types of home buyers: the haves and the have-nots. John Hudson, CEO and co-founder of H&M Mortgage Group, is shining a light on this growing divide and the critical role of down payment assistance programs in bridging the gap.
In today's environment, $20 makes the difference, right, between somebody getting a mortgage or not.
The haves are those with healthy credit scores, robust financial profiles, generational wealth, and often previous homeownership experience. Meanwhile, the have-nots lack these advantages. For many of them, down payment assistance programs, or DPAs, are the only way to achieve homeownership.
Again, just the beauty about these products is they do come with lower interest rates, very forgivable terms, really for the most part, quite frankly, pretty easy to qualify for.
TSHAC offers several DPA programs, including a popular bond-funded assistance program, which acts as a deferred, forgivable second lien, which is 4% of the loan amount, as well as a lower interest rate on the first lien loan. There's also the mortgage credit certificate, where borrowers get a tax credit matching a certain percentage of the mortgage interest they pay. Hudson admits half of his DPA borrowers use the bond-funded program.
I believe in the mission and the purpose behind them, right? Which is ultimately, how do we find ways to help put people into homes?
To read more about who is getting help in Texas, head on over to nationalmortgageprofessional.com. For The Interest, I'm Sarah Wolak.
Dream of owning a home, but for too long, if you didn't fit the mold, you were stuck. Stuck because the system worked for everyone except you. We've changed that. Angel AI uses advanced AI technology to give a 100% trusted solution and fast answers for worry-free financing, allowing you to achieve fair and equal access to lending. Angel AI. AI you can bank on.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to our Master the Market segment. So last week was a rough one for rates, right? Where, obviously debt sales were an issue, inflation was an issue. We have Fed officials telling us it's higher for longer, don't rule out the next move being a hike. You name it, it was problems with the bond market. But that was last week. This week, it's jobs week, right? We're going to have JOLTS, we're going to have ADP, but on Friday we have the non-farm payrolls. It's supposed to be a low print. And what we can tell you, because the Fed said this, is the Fed has no appetite to cut rates whatsoever unless the labor market starts to show weakness. Now, last month, we had a bad reading. That was only 1 month. If this month shows an uptick in the unemployment rate, that is going to change the appetite for a rate cut pretty quickly. So anyway, listen, have a great week. Got to watch key levels, 4.5%. The 10-year note is what we're watching at Mortgage Market Guide. Have a great week. Bye now.
So Vince, is any press good press?
Well, that's the old adage, isn't it?
Right.
But I don't know that that's necessarily true. Look,
Why is that?
well, the thinking was that even bad press gets your name out there.
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes you think that's a great, it gets attention.
Let's not go to extreme. Obviously,
Well,
yeah, but if just something that might be a little negative, or something might just a little controversial.
I think it might have been true before. I'm not sure it's so true these days because, listen, when that adage first came up, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have social media. We didn't have half this stuff out there. Now what happens is some little piece of bad press comes out about you. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe somebody just, running their mouth on something or something inconsequential happened, or it never goes away now.
Yeah, I know.
It never goes away. And every single
it starts
time.
a conversation. Well, it starts a conversation. So listen, I know where you're going, so I'm just going to get to the end of this. So basically, you're saying actually that message is captive in that moment of time, and then that could be shared, whatever that sound clip is. But we're not
Forever.
Yeah, 100%. But then you add more dialogue around it, and then you may add more commentary around it.
It
So
would be nice.
listen,
It would be
perfect
nice to
example
think.
is our broker brawls. I mean, these are we're actually having these guys come and they're actually trading barbs, man. They're going at each other, going for blood. But at the end of the day, we're shining light on the platform, shining light on the channel.
Yeah, but that's not bad press. That's literally a brawl. That's kind of like you and me coming together here, right? It looks like maybe we're up against each other. We're not. We're friends. But yeah, I know. But ish, we're friends-ish. What I'm talking about is somebody levels an accusation against a company or against a person.
Oh yeah,
Somebody goes out there,
yeah,
and they step out and they go, "That's not true. This isn't right here."
Yeah.
Now, sometimes the accusation itself, while bad in the moment, you're right, gets attention, and then it gets all your friends to come out and go, "That's not the person, or that's not the company." No,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
great.
Okay.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
In
You
the
just
moment,
proved my point.
That's great.
Thank you.
In the moment.
Gotta hurry up because
2
you're
years
running out of
from
time
now-
here, and you're making
2
my
years
point.
from now, when somebody mentions that company name or that person, and all that stuff comes back up because of social media, because the internet doesn't forget, not all your friends are there to protect you anymore. It just becomes something you've got to fight all the time.
Yes.
Listen, it's not that
these are great problems that
these are not
there's-
great problems.
that you say yes, okay, yes, that was said, and then all this follow-up conversation about it.
I don't know that any business leader says, what I love is defending my reputation ad infinitum against scurrilous rumors
about
or against
attention.
bad things.
About attention, starting the conversation, getting people out there.
When you start the conversation on the wrong foot, like you usually do in your arguments, that's not a great thing. So thank you. I declare victory.
Wait, no.
Yes.
Wait, no, that's not. That's not. No, that's not how this works.
For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to nationalmortgageprofessional.com.